Hi, I'm Mike Franchini, and I'm a sales engineer here at Arista Networks. And today I'm going to be demonstrating to you the VM Tracer feature that's available across the Arista family of switches. With VM Tracer, what we're able to do is let VM administrators and network administrators get better visibility and control over virtual machines in the virtualized data center. With VM Tracer, what you can do is more easily and reliably deploy virtualized systems throughout the data center network and take advantage of wire speed, non-blocking 10 gigabit switch networks. So let's talk a little bit about why VM Tracer is important to you. The biggest issue that you have in a virtualized data center is the ability to map a virtual system into the physical network. If you don't do that correctly, you end up with a disconnect, black hole your system or your data, and customers aren't satisfied. The most obvious thing to do is to have systems automate the process so that any kind of changes that occur in the virtual world are automatically provisioned in the physical world. And then that way you don't have to worry about provisioning, scaling, or also bandwidth issues in the switch data center. And that's exactly what VM Tracer is here to help you do. With VM Tracer, what you can do essentially is take the VM administrator's user interface, which in this case here is the vSphere client, make any changes to the provisioning of the VMs and the hosts in the data center network, and then they'll automatically be reflected and also provisioned on the switch physical infrastructure, which is shown here in the CLI of the Arista switch. You'll notice that the Arista switch has the same general command line interface as Cisco platforms, so it's very easy to take these platforms and integrate them into existing networks where folks already have experience with Cisco gear or are already using Cisco gear in the network. So let me show you what it is that we can do at the very basic level, and also just give a couple more examples here. So what you see here is the vSphere client, which is tied into our data center with a couple of hosts and virtual machines running on them. That information is preserved in the vCenter database, which is actually a VM running on this platform. And you'll notice that we have 3 hosts running with a couple of virtual machines per host. Now, the switch itself has an API connection into vCenter, and as such, what I can do is I can ask it to show virtual machine interfaces, and it will essentially mirror what it is that you're seeing on the VM vSphere API. So the network administrator can see here on the port, the physical port Ethernet 47, the host, ESX1, connected into a virtual distributed switch using a DV uplink 1. And running on that host are a couple of virtual machines, including Aztecs, vMotion Demo, and Go Bears. And sure enough, you see the very same representation on the virtual administrator's interface. What's really cool about this is that as systems are moved around, as I'm going to show you here, moving this vMotion virtual machine from one host to another, what we're able to do is actually show that change occur as well. So let me just quickly go back and show you that the vMotion demo is actually sitting up here on ESX1. And what I've just done is prepared to make the move from VM1 to VM3. And as I do that, the process will start, and you'll see the demo, but I can also show the status of the virtual machine running in real time. As you can see here, the vMotion demo is actually being motioned as we speak onto the new platform, onto the host. And if I rerun this command again, I'll notice that the vMotion demo has now been moved over to ESX3, and sure enough, that represents exactly where the vMotion demo is located. Any action that happens in the virtual machine world is also reflected in the physical switched world. As an example here, I can show you how I can change the name of a virtual machine, and that change is reflected immediately into the switch interface and the switch database. And the benefit here again is that this process is automated, and as a result there are no user errors, which are highly probable in a virtualized data center where you can be literally deploying thousands of virtual machines at the same time. One of the key features within VM Tracer is, in addition to tracking changes, also auto-provisioning the virtual machines that are running in your switch data center.